Coming up on this program, we show you how to get connected. Find out how to choose an internet service provider. Discover the newest form of communication, electronic mail.
Ways down and ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion, and holding up half the sky. Raise your hand if you're ready and willing. If you know it's time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a girl on time. Time for
Of course my bra's showing. Of course it is. Of course I literally just got ready. And then it's showing. I hope everybody is doing well today. I have a little programming note. Programming note. My rambling the other day did not go over so well. Hi, Carla, Vicky, Wahoo, Courtney, Bill, Beverly. And Wahoo, I am sorry that you had a bad week, but you know what? We're together now. It's the end of most people's weeks. And the person that called me pathetic and needy, and there was one other thing, I can't remember. And then unsubscribed. I appreciate that because I don't really want you to watch the videos if you don't like it. Unless you're a little bit of a masochist. And in that case, by all means, we don't kink shame around here. So if you prefer to watch YouTube content that you don't enjoy, go right ahead. Go right ahead, be my guest. In fact, you're all my guests tonight, and we are going to watch some court. Would anybody believe that I have no clue yet what we're going to watch? See, if you critique me for not being prepared, I would accept that. I would. If you critique me for, but you know, anyways, I actually have something in mind because I am a hoarder of court. Even though I was out of the house all day, I have something for us. Okay, but what do I have? We have deja vu. I'm not Anna from Frozen. You like my rambling? Thank you, Beverly. That's sweet. And it makes me want to listen to the Frozen song that I love to sing to. And I have a video of my daughter's 6th birthday party, which was 10 years ago. And all of the kids in our kitchen just like having a mini Frozen rave. I love it. I love it. I know, Cellulite Yoga Pants. I literally had no time today. Christy, you're barely late. Don't even worry about it. But I literally had no time today. I worked all day and then I've just come home. I put my face together. I probably should look like this when I go to work, you think? But that's okay. She says. Here we go. Happy Friday, MB. I am so glad to see you, my friend. I thought of you today. I think of all of you very often. I hope you know that. I love you guys so much. This is not the end. Sounds ominous. Oh, fuck, Christy. If we had been, if I ramble for 2 hours without a video, please somebody do tell me. But I think, a couple minutes before our soft sit yesterday, and plus Mikey, like I always say, a better YouTuber than I will make a video about this if it's good enough. And guess what? Mikey did. So if you want to just watch the video, go fucking look at his channel where the better videos posted of the soft sit guy in child support court. But some people enjoy listening to me. Not the judge. Oh. And cellulite yoga pants, you are triggering me about aphantasia. You saw this? Erica, how can you know? How can you know? How can you know? I honestly have a 79% chance of knowing what this is, but I recorded it 2 days ago. If something funny happened in his court today, this ain't it. This is from a couple days ago. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just like laughing to myself. It's like, how do we know? We remember the judge sitting like this. This is not a soft sit, Erica. And when you say you're in the soft sit community, that make fun of them. Okay. Oh my God. I thought we were going to have an intervention. One time Cellulite Yoga Pants sent me some websites that were questionable, first of all, to check out about soft sit stuff. But I was a little worried about the links, but anyways. No, this is actually a unique sort of hearing because it's not a TPO, which is what we normally watch from Thurston County. It's not a small claims case, which we also watch from Thurston County. Although I have to say, and perhaps they're watching, I doubt it, somebody at Thurston County is on it lately, deleting the videos. Much to the detriment of me, to be honest. So, thanks for that. Hey, you guys are mentioning Mikey. I wore this dress when Mikey, Iowa, and I went out for dinner. Funny that. Anyways, okay, this is actually a no contact order that is being requested to be lifted. So, sort of unique. Isn't it cute? We have deja vu. Let's watch the court case.
And there's two people, there's a no contact order against two folks. Okay. And then are you asking to have both of those addressed or just yours?
Oh, he can't attend. He works for Thurston County and he's at work and
I see. And what, so I've reviewed your petition or your motion. Anything else you wish to add? It's pretty cut and dried there. I mean, let me hear from you. What are your thoughts on this? On
well,
these orders, I should say.
we don't feel that the no contact order is necessary. I mean, she's our daughter.
Right.
And, you know, we would like to still have her at family functions and be able to do things.
Had she been living with you prior to all of this?
Yes,
And then, he's listed as respondents on other civil protection orders. Were you the petitioners on all of that? Or do you remember, or do you know? Do you remember?
Oh, Bill, you're so fine, you blow my mind with $2. Yeah, babe, it's $2. Woo!
Right now, she's charged with something that was alleged to have occurred on December 1st. But on August 8th, 2024, she was listed as a respondent on a protection order. On March 22nd, she was listed as a respondent on a protection order. And on January 1st, she was listed as a respondent on a protection order. And I guess my question is, none of those orders are current.
Damn, Erica, you're so fine, you copied bill you gave me. $2. Yeah, girl. Oh, shit. I gotta get a new tune. Thank you, and thank you, Bill.
Right now. Was those petitioners or those petitions brought by you or
no,
other folks?
not that I know of.
You don't remember doing that?
No, only the one time that after what had happened.
Mhm.
And then we came back in court because we did not know that the protection order was in fact, in order. She
Right.
came to our home and then there was an argument.
They
and it's-
charged something in Superior Court.
Yeah, and then we did not know about that. And then they said that they referred it to Superior Court because District Court had an order for no contact. Then we came because we wanted that dropped because we had no idea there was a no contact.
All right. Got it.
Superior, I guess, is
Did you hear that scroll? Oh, I ache for that scrolling. Oh my gosh. It is just like why I want to buy a real keyboard that has the sound, the scroll. Let's listen again. Let's go back 10 seconds and listen together again. Oh, putting on this lipstick make the rest of my face look more pale. We'll have to fix that.
All right. Got it.
Superior, I guess, is waiting on you. I don't know. We're just.
Well, no, that's, okay. I don't know what Superior Court's thinking, and frankly, a long time ago, I've given up trying. But she's charged with residential burglary in Superior Court, and that's a felony. That's why it's in Superior Court. So hang on just a second, let me finish. So she has an attorney in that case, and people are going to need to speak to that attorney. Sometimes it gets charged as a felony.
I couldn't unmute it. Tammy, 11 months. How are you doing? We've been thinking of you. We know that was it Sunday for your mother-in-law? We're sending vibes. Good ones. I'm forcing good ones for Tammy. Oh my God, look what forcing good vibes did. Woo! Yes! Deanna. Look at all these. Billy Elliot. Oh. First of all, my dumb ass thought that was Billie Eilish for a second. I thought, Billie Eilish. Oh, that's so funny. Just my head inflated. I would not doubt that for just a moment there, my face and head would have taken up the entire screen with how fucking full of myself I was for 1 second. But we love Billy Elliot anyways, and thank you, MPC, for the gifts. So sweet. By the way, we're gonna hear from the daughter. She's here today. Oh, Taylor Allison Swift, MB. Anyways, like I said, we're gonna hear from the daughter. She's there today. Spoiler alert, she doesn't really like what the judge has to say.
Is because the felony is defined if you enter a residence or a building with intent to commit a crime. And again, I don't know this for sure, but this is just my theory, then that's considered a burglary. So if they make the argument, or if the argument's made that person entered the residence, your residence, with the intention of committing a violation of a no contact order, which they know is in place, that could be considered a felony. And they chose to charge it that way, and that's why it's in Superior Court. And so and I also noticed that there's not a no contact order in Superior Court. So it is true that the only no contact order currently in existence is the one from this court. So I mean, again, I don't know, I'm just, well, I'll use the word, I'm kind of just guessing that's what happened just by looking at the record. What actually happened, I'm not entirely sure, but you should probably find out who her attorney is in Superior Court, which will be different from Mr. Krzyzewski, although it'll probably out of his office. Do you know who her attorney is there?
I'm not certain right now.
It's Jenna Norden.
This is the daughter. First look that we get of the courtroom, by the way. Also, if you change your YouTube name, please keep in mind that there's restrictions on how often you can do that. I remember somebody doing that to something silly in another chat, and then they couldn't change it back for like 30 days. And so for 30 days, they had to go with something quite silly. And here's the other thing. I believe that each and every one of you is a celebrity in your own right, in your own lives. And I fucking recognize that. We are all queens, figuratively. And so I don't need Billie Eilish, all of us, to have our own celebrity thing. And I believe that wholeheartedly. And I know that as the hive mind that we are, we all get to benefit from that, from each and every person. That's the beauty of a YouTube community. Anyways, was that Cellulite Yoga Pants did that? I remember your old name. Sometimes I watch old videos and then I see my OG YouTube name on them and I'm like, oh yeah. That's me.
Okay, there you go. And so Jenna Norton's another public defender in that office, and probably everybody needs to speak to her about that. But how long had she lived with you, ma'am? And she before all this happened?
I don't know, a couple of years or more better. She's
Okay.
always lived with us technically when she wasn't homeless. So,
Okay.
I mean, anytime she's lived somewhere else, if something happens, she usually comes back to us. Then we try and find her a place to go. So my husband and I can,
All right. And then Mr. Sashevsky, I'll ask you, where's she living now? Okay.
I don't have a place to live.
Okay. Thank you.
Um,
I mean, are you staying at shelters? Are you couch surfing or what exactly?
sometimes outside. And with potentially DOC coming up, it's gonna make it very, very difficult. I know that I know.
I don't want you to talk about the case. Ma'am, I was just
just want
asking.
things to be
Hang on, just a
easier.
minute. Just a minute.
Oh my God, Courtney, I just literally put on my business face. I was like, you know what? We should react to this like business. We should stand on business right now and not smile. We should be like resting bitch face. And then Courtney says, under which bridge do you stay? And I can't contain myself. I love you so much.
I don't want to talk about the case. I just had a question about what your housing
I don't have
arrangement is
anywhere to
right now.
go.
Okay, so I'm gonna let her talk with the state right now.
We're gonna let her talk, and Paisley is gonna not pull a face. Oh, it's hard. But I've been practicing my whole fucking life. It's called masking. Apparently it's not healthy. I don't know. But that's what I do. That's why I'm so good at copying people.
While they're talking,
What?
you know when your
Judge?
next court date is in Superior Court?
I know it's in May.
Okay.
I just can't remember what day.
Looks like May 29th, Your Honor.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Oh, I get it.
Oh, good. I thought it was sooner than that. I would have showed up to the courthouse on the wrong day.
Well, that wouldn't be the first time that happens.
At least I would have showed up.
But you're better off being early than being
Yes,
late.
this is true.
Then it looks like she's got a court date here on May 9th. Which is a couple of weeks.
If I sign my speedy trial, that's
Ms. Pritikin.
pushed out.
This is one of those situations where there's not a good answer. I think, the state would have been opposed to, sending her back to the same house where there's been issues. I don't know that there's a great alternative at the moment.
Sometimes these people show up in my fucking dream, like fever dreams. Like, look at Anthony Padilla. Just pop up
Would
on
have been
top of my
opposed
head.
to, sending her back to the same house where there's been issues. I don't know that there's a great alternative at the moment. She's sort of falling through the cracks resource wise, and if they feel they can provide a home for the next couple months, the state's not.
And adding to the evidence of my dyslexia, his name is not Anthony Padilla. It's Anthony Paladin, now that I've read it again. Apologies, Anthony. Apologies, Paisley, as well. Twitchy Skitch says, my son was playing dress up when he was little and he came up with the best drag queen name ever by accident. Introducing Miss Daddy Longlegs. Fuck, I would have died laughing too. That's the beauty of children. Sometimes they have the best ideas that are completely wrong to laugh at. But we do. We do. And then they wonder why they have trust issues.
Overly opposed to it, but not, we'll leave it in the court's discretion. I don't think it's a great situation one way or the other. We clearly, there's Superior Court charges. We have concerns. We have safety concerns. It's just, I don't, the parents are expressing that there's no good alternative at the moment.
So basically what you're telling me is you're not really necessarily taking a position one way or the other? All right. So I'll come back to that in a minute. But first of all, on the waiver, I see there's a waiver of speedy trial today. Were you asking to set out trial dates too, or you just want to leave those dates set? I think, and I see she's had a couple of attorneys here. It looks like she started with Ms. Lesh, went to Preston White, and now has Ms. Moore. I think Ms. Moore and Ms. Nord need to speak.
Yes, Your Honor, and just because of the timing that Ms. Moore was just appointed this case, I believe within the past several days, the request would be to reset new dates with the new speedy trial window.
The state's fine with continuance.
So I'll come back to you, ma'am. You're the one I think who knows kind of the situation, and again, I'll wait till Mr. Shevsky's done because I want both people to hear, and I've said this a number of times so they know what I'm going to say. These no contact orders kind of serve two purposes in the sense that they want to keep the protected party safe and they want to keep you out of trouble. And the safest way to do that in situations like this are to just, you're going to be safe and you're going to be not going to get in any more trouble if you're apart from each other. And so,
Do you really think it's safe out there on the streets?
Okay, hang on just a second.
The guilt trip. The guilt trip. Ma'am. Also, yeah, I legit forgot about the topless court lady. That's coming up. Stay tuned after this.
Going to be safe and you're going to be not going to get in any more trouble if you're apart from each other. And so,
do you really think it's safe out there on the streets?
Okay, hang on just a second, ma'am. Just a second, ma'am. I'm not,
You have no idea what it's like out there.
that's not necessary.
I welcome you to spend a few nights out there if you think it is.
Ma'am, I'm going to tell you something.
The first pause was the judges. Now this pause is mine. Seriously, that silence was deafening. Look at everybody. Look at everybody in the courtroom. Nobody's making eye contact. They're like, bitch! Bitch, did inappropriate, not acceptable. Guess what? Here's a little pro tip. And I'm not a lawyer, so this is not legal advice, as my bra strap shows. When you go to court and you have a lawyer, just don't even say anything. Like, literally. Amazing. You wouldn't believe how much better you would do. You think, oh, they need me. They need me to pontificate. I bet you didn't think about it like that, but I need to extrapolate. I need to enunciate. No, you need to shut the fuck up. Seriously.
Okay, so I'll come back to you, ma'am, Ms. Frankly, I'm Mary Yorger. I mean, you heard what I just said about, safety and all of that. I mean, what are your thoughts about, again, what's your honest thoughts about what you want in terms of this no contact order? And
I don't want the no contact order in place.
okay,
Okay. And as far as safety goes,
yeah,
well, I've never been hurt. We've never been hurt.
okay,
And for the most part, things are okay. There's arguing. I won't, and calls have been made by the neighbors. But my husband and I are going to retire
mhm,
in October, and we want to put our house up for sale, and we want to move. So until then, we would like her to be able to be in our home, to be with her family, so she has a place to come. And hopefully within this time, somewhere in between here, she needs a place to live.
right,
She's no longer a drug addict. She's no longer committing crimes. She's no longer doing these things, but yet you give housing to the people who don't want it. But the people who need it never get it.
okay. So, ma'am,
And wait a minute,
go. I don't want to. We can have a long discussion about public
I just
housing and
want
things of
to
that
know
sort. I
that
just
what-
want to find
you know-
out what your situation is, and what's the best outcome for this particular situation here.
Well, for
And you
now,
kind of answered that already, but so it strikes me also, and again, I'm speaking with you, Mary Yorger.
yes,
These seems to be more of and correct me if I'm wrong, and I apologize if in advance, I'm saying something that's not appropriate, but this seems to be like kind of a mental health situation at this point. Is that fair to say?
me?
No, not for you.
Oh.
No.
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 God,
I mean, I'll be blunt with you, ma'am. You seem fine. You seem like someone who has expressing a genuine concern about the safety of your daughter, but at the same time, there's sometimes the relationship around the house can be problematic and you're kind of torn. That's kind of the impression I get from you.
Well, yeah,
I'm
she-
talking about, her situation, in terms of mental health. Is that fair or not fair? Or am I-
Yeah, she has mental health issues,
Right.
has since she was a little girl.
All right,
So this is something that's been going for her whole life.
all right.
So-
Has she been made available of any services like BHR and
Oh,
that sort
yeah,
of stuff?
she has been going regularly to, I think it's Seymour in Yelm. And then I guess somehow this morning I overheard her. Anyway, there's something going on. I don't. How do I say this? She actively seeks professional help, okay?
Right.
With her insurance. She's doing everything she can to better herself. Okay, is that what? I'm kind of,
I want to leave. I can't
is
take this.
that?
Oh, this is like a family therapy session, and I feel terrible. I actually explained to somebody, I tried to explain to somebody at work about this part of my life, you guys, which I love. I love all of you. I love all of you. And I'm so glad y'all are here. And mental health issues are serious, significant, and shared by many of us. Same with addiction, same with so much. That's why it's wonderful to be here, because we're very welcoming and open. Even if you don't think you can talk about it, you can. Believe me. But my point being that I was trying to explain to somebody, and they're like, do you just like watching people's misery? And I was like, well, that's one way to put it. But the reality is it's about all of our friends here hanging out together doing something that we love, which is also publicly engaging. And welcome, Debbie. I saw your message earlier, and I'm so glad that you're here. I'm so glad that you got gifted a membership as well. That's so awesome. We have a lot of members only. I can't really remember all of them that we've done properly, but if I was to, see part of it, I would remember it. Probably. Maybe. I don't know. That's why I videotape most of my life. Cellulite Yoga Pants, when you triggered my aphantasia mind, it's now coming out. Only 31 minutes later. That's the ADHD.
What you wanted.
So ma'am,
I'm really overwhelmed.
right. And for me to make a decision like this, I need information. And all I'm trying to do is get information. So, and I will tell you now that my intention is to remove the no contact orders now. But, again, I just want to make sure that I have all the information in front of me. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm trying to find out. And, I appreciate, and I hope you do, that your mother is here advocating for you.
It's just embarrassing when all my business is being put out there in front of not just the court, but strangers.
Okay, so I appreciate that, but this is where we are, and this is where we are, and
She takes her medication. She's doing everything she's supposed
all
to.
right. Well, and again, like I said before, and I'm gonna go ahead and rescind the no contact orders for now. But I'd like to think that, and we're gonna leave the court date set here on May 9th. And then we're gonna come, you have a court date, you need to speak with your attorney. I mean, that's a court date that's been set, ma'am. We're not moving that.
Sign the waiver for a speedy trial. What's the point in doing that then?
Well, I can tell you the point in doing that, and that is that that's going to give, we could reset the trial date. We could.
I'm not
convert
going to trial, so I mean, if you want to set trial dates, that's fine.
I mean, just, trial dates. Okay.
I've had a lot of issues with the attorneys. Lesh left. I didn't
Okay,
fire her.
So hang on.
Preston got fired, and then I got a new one 2 days ago. I haven't even had a chance to sit down and have a conversation with her. But yes, let's schedule all these dates and give me no time to do anything with my case, which I have been trying to do for months. No fault to anybody's but Office of Assigned Counsel. I don't think that's very fair. I think the least you can do is push some dates out. Because I will not be going to trial. I need to come up with a resolution, and this is not giving very much time to do so. And even if it did, it's not giving very much time to come up with a fair resolution, which is my legal right.
Your Honor, just knowing the recent procedural posture, I would kind of second that and just say I don't know if Attorney Moore is going to have an opportunity to fully investigate the case and speak with Ms. Yorger before May 7th.
So, I guess if people, okay, here's my thinking, ma'am. we can set out the speedy trial for the trial date as long as you want. But, this is a fraught situation, which I've got some information. And May 9th is I mean, is that 2 weeks from today? Where, yeah, maybe not. But if we rescind the no contact order, we can come back here. I'm rescinding the no contact order now.
Okay.
I think it's worth it to check back in 2 weeks to see how things are going. And
Okay.
if things are going fine, then not.
Okay.
And then great. Then we'll reset the trial date. And then we can reset the trial date now. We can convert the May 9th into a pretrial and set the trial date out and confirmation dates out at the end of the waiver and strike the
Okay.
trial date. But I don't. Yes, Ms. Lesh did leave the office. I'm not sure why. The attorneys was substituted out for Ms. Moore in place of Ms. White. I'm not sure why that happened. That's not terribly important, but and again, that's just where we are. And so May 9th will be a pretrial. That date's going to remain in place. Have you been getting text reminders of court dates, ma'am? Do you have a cell phone?
Yeah, and when I check in with pretrial services, they remind me of both too, so.
And what's the expiration date of the waiver, Mr. Stashevsky?
Your Honor, I had started the window with today's date, and so it would be roughly 3 months from today.
Okay.
End of July.
I have a chart that'll help me out. And then could you prepare rescission orders, Ms. Pritikin? If you haven't already done so.
I will, yes.
Today's April 30th. So speedy trial expires on July 29th. We'll set a trial date for July 21st and 22nd. We can do a confirmation on July 9th. And then we'll be back here. I said May 9th. Is that wrong? What date? Really? Why is that on a Friday? Okay. What's that? I know, but our DV case is all supposed to be on Wednesday. We can leave it, just leave it, just to not. Right now, the trial dates on May 19th and 20th will be stricken. And then the confirmation or the pre-trial date on May 9th, which is a Friday, that'll remain in place. We'll just check in and see how things are going.
Okay.
I could give you one last piece of advice,
Yes.
ma'am. Your attorneys are here for a reason. They're here to speak for you. And you should speak with them, consult with them before you emote to the judge in the way because
I apologize.
well, you don't need to believe me, I've heard worse, but you just need to, I'm trying to give you this advice to help yourself. These attorneys, and I know there's been personnel shuffling and all of that, but they know what they're doing. They've been to court a heck of a lot more times than you have. And
I don't
I'm
know about
I can
that
assure
one.
you that. No, they're here every single day. And no, ma'am, again, you're wrong.
She might be wrong, but I love the fact that most of us here have been to court more than anybody else we know. Seriously. Y'all be court addicts just like me. Maybe you don't have all the recordings to prove it. I'm the hoarder. I'm the keeper of the hoard. I am the keeper of the hoard. I keep the hoard. Anyways, but seriously, we've all been to court so much. And I'm being serious. Most lawyers practice law. They don't go in front of judges all the time unless they have different specialties. Like they're an attorney general or they're like a prosecutor. But here's the thing. Most lawyers don't go in front of judges day in, day out. We watch court day in, day out. Hundreds of hearings, thousands of hearings at this point. I mean, I've had to acknowledge it. If I had a therapist, we'd be talking about it. Like...
They have. And I can see how often you've been to court, but you're wrong. They've been to court more. And so they kind of have a better idea of how things work and what's going to work and what's not. You should probably consult with them before you for lack of a better term, pop off one way or the other.
I'm sorry.
Well, again, the person you should be apologizing to is yourself, because, and I'll just leave it at that. But your next court date is May 9th. And then I'll sign rescission orders, and you folks can hang out and wait till they're printed, and then you can get them, and then you can go. And I guess the last thing I'll say is, the future kind of depends on you.
Beautiful Queen Donna gifting memberships upon us. Thank you, Miss Orlando Chiquita. As I literally, does anybody know what I sang when I saw this? Ice, ice, baby. Do-do-do-do-do-do. And that's probably not even the tune. But look how good that ice is. It's still there. I'm going to pour another drink into it. Donna has gifted 5 memberships to people. And the judge has already done what they want. Despite her actions in court. Look at the buddy in the flannel in the back. He's like, shit, this court is crazy. Is his girlfriend pregnant, by the way? I don't know. The drama I create in my mind.
I'm trying.
So it's, it's trying is good, but,
I promise you,
I
I'm
mean-
not trying to end up in here.
okay.
That's for sure.
Well, anyway, that's just, I'll just leave it at that. We don't need to go any further than that. You can go back.
Hi, Lizette, and thank you, Chris. Welcome to the crew. I forgot that I had called it that. Wow, 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 boo-hoo. I can't rhyme on the fly. Well, I can, but thank you, Chris, and welcome, Lizette. And thank you again, Donna, for the gifted memberships. Don't worry, we're coming up to Topless Court. What? Yeah, Topless Court. You didn't hear that wrong. That's true. 100% true.
I can take a seat in the courtroom. We'll print those rescission orders in a couple of minutes.
Also, we need to talk about nuts. That's right, I said it. Nuts, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not joking. I need you to focus on nuts. Oh, which one is it? If I pick the right one, I just feel like a savant with my hoard. Let's see what happens.
Okay. I don't need to look at the record probably for that one.
There is DNA testing results that have been filed, but I can pull them up on my end.
Okay. What number is that one?
It's number 19.
I'll try to figure it out how to see because just do it so. All right, Marquise Lewis and Jadlyn Pittman, please unmute and turn on your cameras. Do you both swear the testimony that you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, go and proceed with that.
Yes, Your Honor. We're on a motion or petition to establish the parent-child relationship to modify, support, and confirm arrears. We had filed to add the child Jamia East to the case. We've done DNA testing. The results did come back negative for Mr. Lewis being the biological father. And is it okay if I share my screen?
Go ahead.
Okay. Okay, we have the DNA test report for the child Jamia showing probability of paternity being 0 for the father Marquise Lewis, and so we're asking that Mr. Lewis be excluded as the child's biological father in adjudication of non-parentage, and that this DNA test report be admitted into evidence as State's Exhibit A.
State's Exhibit A is submitted.
Okay. And then as far as the
As far as the elephant in the room, yes, she appears topless this whole time, and Marquise is not the daddy. Also, I had a working title for this video, which was Topless in Court. No, it was like, he's not the dad, topless in court, something like that. I think it even gets crazier. Let's see.
The other terms, we are requesting to go forward today on the modification and confirmation of arrears for the child Marquise Jr. And that's where we have some disagreements.
Okay.
So I'll start by calling the mother, Miss Pittman. Ma'am, will you state your name?
Jadlyn Pittman,
And what's the name of your child on this case?
Marquise Lewis,
And how old is he?
7.
Okay. And did you hear what I just stated regarding your daughter, Jamia?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you see the results of that DNA testing?
Yes, ma'am.
And did they come back negative for Mr. Lewis being the father?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so you understand that we're not going to add her to this case you already have with your son, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then regarding the case we have with your son, we're going to talk about the modification and arrears. So what kind of health insurance coverage does your son have?
He has Medicaid.
Okay. And the arrears under the original order, we're showing that Mr. Lewis has child support arrears of $16,129.40 as of March 31st. Do you believe that's correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And would you be in agreement with him being ordered to pay that balance off at $130 each month?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And his medical support arrears that he owes are $6,380.36 as of March 31st. Do you believe that's accurate?
Yes, ma'am.
And we're requesting he pay that balance at $50 each month beginning May 1st. Are you in agreement with that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And do you know Mr. Lewis's current employment status?
DoorDash.
Okay. Do you know the last time he had a W-2 type job?
Last job he had that I knew, he was a manager at Ross. And that was back in June, July of last year.
And do you know why that job ended for him?
He said child support was taking all of his money.
Okay. Do you believe he intentionally quit the job to avoid child support being taken from a paycheck?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And are you requesting that the previously ordered child support of $393, which was ordered on February 6, 2020, remain as the current child support amount?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you requesting that the previously ordered medical support remain at $125?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you believe those amounts are in the best interest of your child?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have any safety concerns if Mr. Lewis has your address or your phone number?
I do not.
Okay. Is there anything else you want the court to know about your case in relation to these issues?
No, ma'am. I already asked my questions earlier, so.
Okay, I'll pass the witness. The state calls the father. Sir, will you state your name?
Marquise Lewis.
And Mr. Lewis, you saw the DNA results I shared at the beginning of this hearing, correct?
Yes.
And so you understand that we are gonna not add Amia to the case and have you excluded as her biological father, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And as it relates to your case with your son, are you currently employed?
No.
And when's the last time you had a job?
About 2 months ago.
Hold on. Look at the looky loos. Look at the looky loos that
Not
pop
add
up.
Amia to the case and have you excluded as her biological father, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And as it relates to your case with your son, are you?
She's like, let me get on this camera and see who the fuck it is that did not have the baby daddy. Look at her face, too. She's pissed. She's like, fuck. Fuck. That's the face that Jadlyn has right now. Fuck. That was not supposed to come out. And these two are like, wow, we're appearing for our hearing together. Dang.
Currently employed?
No.
And when's the last time you had a job?
About 2 months ago, 3 months ago, 2 months ago, something like that.
Okay, and what were you doing or where were you working?
I was at Ross.
Okay, and how come that job ended?
Because of my background, they couldn't hire me full time. When it was time to hire me full time, they let me go.
Okay. Do you work for DoorDash currently?
No,
Do you have any source of income?
not at the moment. No, I do not work.
Do you have any unemployment benefits or disability benefits?
No,
Okay. And so are you requesting that child support be based on a minimum wage today?
yes,
And is it correct that you have four other minor children
yes,
and they're all your biological children, correct?
yes,
Okay. And so using minimum wage and credit for your other children, I calculated medical support at $23 each month beginning May 1st. Do you agree or disagree with that amount?
agree,
Okay. I've calculated child support at 155. Do you agree or disagree with that amount?
agree,
Okay. And then your child support arrears that you owe $16,129.40. Do you agree to pay that back at $130 each month?
no.
Okay, and what amount are you wanting it to be set at for the repayment?
If I can get it at 100 even, that could work for me.
Okay. And then the medical support arrears are $6,380.36. Do you agree to pay that balance back at $50 each month?
Yes,
Okay. Has there been do you have any safety concerns with the mother having your address or your phone number?
yes.
And what concerns are those?
Safety because it's just we've had disputes in the past couple months, and yeah, I don't feel safe with her knowing my address because she's lied to the police and all that. So I would prefer to have a meetup spot somewhere else than my address.
Has she ever come over to your residence uninvited or unannounced?
No.
Has she ever threatened to do that?
Yes,
And does she threaten that like over text or phone calls?
it's been both.
Okay. When's the most recent time she did that?
I don't know the exact date, but I have a police report for it if I would need to get that information for you.
Do you remember what month and year?
It was last year. I don't remember the month.
Okay. And so you want your address and other information to be marked as confidential?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'll pass the witness.
Mr. Lewis, are you a Dallas County resident?
Yes, sir.
We have a program called Choices that helps people find jobs for child support cases. Are you interested in being involved in that program so they can help you look for a job?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. All right, I'm gonna enter a temporary order. I'm gonna give you some time to look for a job, and then we're gonna revisit your case in the future to set it at what your income should be at. Um, so what we're doing is we're doing first, of course, doing an adjudication or exclusion order for Jemiah. So we're not including that in the order, but we're submitting a separate order saying that you're not the father. Government medical for health insurance, child support arrears of $16,129.40 to be paid at $110 a month instead of 130. Medical support arrears are $6,380.36 to be paid at $50 a month until paid in full. We're doing a temporary order. So I'm going to set support at $155 a month for now, and medical support at $23 a month for now. And then I'm ordering into the Choices program. We should have you speak with someone today, but I don't see them on the Zoom with us today. So you'll need to be enrolled in that program. They will track whether or not you're looking for work. If they become employed, they're gonna help you to notify us that you have a job, so they can send out a withholding order. They will also report to me if you're not working or not. I'm sorry, not looking for a job. So if When we come back, they tell me you're not looking for a job, you're not doing what they want you to do, then I'll know that as well, and I'll probably look at maybe raising your support back to the original amount. So very important that you work with them if you're looking for work. We're going to
Okay.
reset your case to July 2nd, 2025 to give you enough time to find a job. So this will be the order beginning May 1st. And then, so May, June, and July will be at this lower amount. And then in July, we'll revisit it and see if we should increase it to a higher amount. Hopefully by then, you'll be working. On the non-disclosure, I'm denying your request for non-disclosure. Y'all need to share each other's phone numbers. And they will that way y'all can contact each other. If there's nothing that's happened, then I can't really work on something that's speculation that something could happen. So y'all are supposed to share address and phone numbers unless there's some family violence issues that have actually happened. Give me just a moment here to check something.
Can I ask a question?
Give me just a minute. Okay. All right. So it looks like the choice representative is not available today, but the Attorney General's office is going to reach out to them and give them your contact information. So they'll be reaching out to you. So you need to talk with them, answer the phone, of course, or return a phone call when they call you, so that they can talk to you about that. That should be probably the next day or two. They should be able to call you. So look out for that, Mr. Lewis. I'm not here to really change my ruling, but if you have a question, I can answer that before I let you go and move on to somebody else.
I don't have a question.
Okay. All right, then we will see y'all July 2nd, 9 o'clock here on Zoom again for our next hearing. All right, y'all are excused and are done with court today. You can press leave on the Zoom to exit out. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor. That was compelling because she was looking topless, and we love that. Here we go. Let's see what this hearing is.
Remote proceeding with everyone on Zoom today. I am sitting outside of Chambers County pursuant to the Texas Family Code Section 201.1045. Nobody is objective to proceeding in this manner. Mr. Is it Peralt? Can you state your full name for the record, please?
Jacoby Lance Peralt.
Okay, thank you. And Ms. Gonzalez, can you state your full name for the record, please?
Zoe Alexis Gonzalez.
Thank you. And can you both please raise your right hands to be sworn in? Do you each solemnly swear that any testimony you give today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. You can lower your hands. And counsel for the Attorney General's office, please state your name.
Savannah Sorrells.
And before we start, there's just a few housekeeping items. The first is I'm an associate judge, and so you do have the right to a de novo hearing before the referring court regarding decisions I make. Also, please note that nobody should be recording this proceeding. Nobody should do any audio, video recording, photographing, or broadcasting of this or any court hearing. And that includes whether you're here on Zoom or whether you're watching on YouTube. And also, please note that even though you're in your homes, this is court, so please treat it like you would court. The first thing is please don't leave the camera. In court, you're before me the whole time unless an emergency comes up, so please treat this the same way. Some emergency does come up, let us know, and we'll wait for you to get back. Otherwise, please stay on camera so we know that you're here and participating. Otherwise, we're just looking at a background and we don't know if you're frozen or not because the background's not going to move. So it's real important that you be here so we know that you're able to participate. And we also take testimony in court. So generally, one of you will be asked questions at a time by the Assistant Attorney General. If you're not being asked questions, unless you have a legal objection, please don't interrupt the other person or answer for them. You might disagree with what they're saying. That's why you're having a hearing. But just wait till it's your turn to be asked questions, and or you can wait till the end where you'll both be given a chance to speak as well. So feel free to take notes if you'd like to so you don't forget anything. And then lastly, just know I'm not with the Attorney General's office. So anything you've spoken to them about or given to them, they're not allowed to share that with me. It's an ethical violation, and so they don't. And so just be aware you're probably going to be asked things that you've already addressed today or in other days. And please just answer them so I can hear the answers. And you are free to proceed, Ms. Sorrells. I think you have some agreements.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you so much. I'm going to call Ms. Gonzalez. Ms. Gonzalez, will you state your name, please?
Zoe Gonzalez.
Zoe, I'm about to give a list of the agreements that you've reached. And then at the end of that, I'll see if I've correctly announced to the judge the agreements, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So you have agreed that you will be joint managing conservators, that the geographic restrictions to Chambers County and contiguous counties, you've agreed to standard possession order, but we're going to come to some of that about summer vacation, but the rest of it is standard. You've also agreed to child support in the amount of $369 a month beginning June 1st. That government health plan will, you'll be ordered to maintain government health plan, and that Mr. Pearl will be ordered to pay cash medical support of $50 a month. You're not seeking non-disclosure of information, and that that is at this point the agreement that you have, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so we have two things that you're going to testify to the judge about. The first one, let's talk about summer vacation. It is your request that you are asking that summer vacation be every other weekend, correct?
Yes.
And you don't want that just to be mutually agreed upon. You want it in the order that summer is every other weekend.
Yes.
Can you tell the judge why why you're asking for that?
The reason I'm asking for that is because I have my daughter on a set schedule, and also because she is so young that I don't think it's fair for her to be away from either parent for a full month, because she is so little, and that's pretty much it. Like,
Okay.
just her age and how young she.
And then, and you think that's in the best interest of your child?
Yes.
Okay. And then the second issue is regarding, she's 15 months, correct?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. And her name is Zyla? Did I say Zayla? Zayla.
Yes.
Okay, so Zayla's 15 months. Okay. Does she currently have, is she currently participating, going on visits right now?
Yes.
Okay. And it's working out well?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. With regards to retroactive child support or back child support, can you give me Zayla's birth date?
2/23/24.
And since she's born, have you received any financial support from Mr. Pearl?
We were together at the time when she was born.
And when did you two separate?
October 23rd.
So October of 24th, like of 2024.
Yes.
So was that at the beginning of October or the end of October? Do you say October
23rd?
Okay, so November, December, January, February. So when I count, so we're going to go from November until the current day, correct?
Yes.
So a total of 6 months separated, right?
Yes.
Okay. And during that time, have you received any financial support for the child?
He has sent me money, but it wasn't stated as for Zayla or child, like considered as child support.
Well, how much money has he sent you?
Over in November, he had sent me 200. December, I received nothing. January, I received nothing. February 21st, 28th, I received $50 on those 2 days. March 2nd, 7th, 14th, and 21st, I received.
Right. Can you say that a little slower? I'm trying to.
Yeah.
There's no way I can remember this without writing it down, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So I lost you at March 2nd. What was March 2nd?
50.
Okay. And then what was after March 2nd?
March 7th, I received 50.
Okay.
March 14th, I received 50.
Okay.
March 21st, I received 50. In April, I have received nothing.
So in total, your testimony is that you've received $400.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Are you asking for the child to, are you asking for the court for, are you asking the court for back child support?
Yes.
And you're asking that from the date of your separation?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, I think it's $450. I think there were five $50.
Did I miss one? Oh,
She had one on February 21st, the 28th, March 2nd, March 7th, and March 14th. So that's five total.
so correct. Thank you, Your Honor. So correctly, we have $450 total support payments.
Yes.
Correct. Okay, thank you. Pass the witness.
Right, you can call your next witness.
Mr. Pearl, can I have you state your full name?
Jacoby Peralt.
Thank you. Were you in a relationship with Miss Gonzalez?
Yes, I was.
Okay. You heard me earlier give the list of the agreements the two of you have reached. Do you, regarding everything with the exception of how summer visitation and the back child support, are you in agreement with those? Do you want me to give them to you one by one?
Give it to me one by one, or in Shane's case, 2 by 2. Thank you, Shane. Late fee accepted, no note needed.
No, I was in agreement with those.
Okay, thank you. With regard to the summer, are you in agreement with the switch to have visitation every other weekend?
No, I am not.
Okay. What is your, what are you asking the court as far as summer visitation?
At least one of the 2 months, either in June or July, would be nice.
And you're currently having visits with your daughter?
Yes.
Okay. And so you want the more standard summer vacation schedule?
Yes, ma'am.
With regards to back child support, did you send financial support to Miss Gonzalez?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And you're in agreement that the two of you separated at the end of October of 2024?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you recall how much money has been sent to Miss Gonzalez?
It would actually be 500, not the 450. There was a 50 in January on the 17th that was also sent to her. And then in November and December, I was still paying on Zayla's daycare, which was $600 a month.
Okay. And you're asking to, and you're asking for credit for those direct payments?
Yes, please.
With regard to, so you're, with regard to the daycare that was paid directly to the daycare?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, for both November and December?
Yes, ma'am.
What are your, you two have reached an agreement of child support for $369 a month, and that's based upon your current wages?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're currently employed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And and you're making $15.50 an hour working at Walmart?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Not full-time, but almost full-time at about 32 hours a week?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
32 hours?
32, I believe. Is that correct?
Per week, yes.
Right. Your Honor, I would pass the witness.
The state does not represent either of you, and so I'm going to give you both a chance to speak. If there's anything additional you think I need to hear. Okay, Ms. Gonzalez, is there anything additional you think I need to hear?
Yes. For the daycare, he was not actually paying it. it was his mom paying for it because the daycare that she was at the school that I go to and that his mom works for. And the only reason that my daughter got to go to that daycare was because his mom worked for the school. And after we had split up, I had pulled her out of that daycare.
Okay. Is there anything additional?
No.
And Mr.
Yeah, I have something additional, Judge. I would like to say goodnight to Hector Cam Clips. Thank you for being here. And secondly, I would like to say a big old, well, should I? I mean, of course I should. A big old fuck you to YouTube Daddy, because I would rather be listening to music as well as court with you guys, but we can't. We know that's pushing it. Pushing it. All fair use. I paid for the music, YouTube Daddy. But fine.
Sorry.
No, I'm also
and the
listening to
money
music.
was gifted.
What do you mean by that?
The daycare was gifted to us by his mom.
Mr. Peralt, is there anything additional you'd like to say?
My mother was not just outright paying it. I was paying it out of my own checks. And Zayla was not pulled out of daycare because obviously I have the papers to show that we were still paying on her daycare. So she was not pulled out of that daycare. She just was not attending. Zoe was not making her go to that daycare.
Does anyone have anything additional to say about the summer?
With the summer, I do not agree. I think that I would completely.
Sorry, I'm having a lot of trouble with the mute, but I have a lot to say about the summer, and I would like to say that it's going to be a hot girl summer, and I believe the judge agrees with that, even if she doesn't know it. Deep down, it's true. Goodbye, Beverly. Have fun playing video games. But seriously, we have an upcoming hot girl summer, and that is all of us, by the way. By proxy, we're having a hot girl summer. Just so you know. Just so you know. That's what I need to say about summer, Judge. Now, what do these fuckers need to say about it?
It'd be okay if we could agree on every other weekend for the summer. It's even if he had vacations, if he had a vacation that he wanted to go to, I would definitely let my daughter go. But as far as going for a full month, I do not agree upon.
Is there a time then you'd want to revert to the regular standard possession order? I understand your child's young right now, but she won't stay young forever.
When she turns about 3, then we can talk, because then she'd be going to like early school, but she can start school at 4.
Okay, so is there anything additional you'd like to say about the summer?
I would just like to get her because she does need both parents, and just because one parent feels she's on a schedule and needs to stay that way at her house doesn't mean she isn't able to come to her other parent's house, spend time and make a bond with her other parent.
But you realize what she's requesting is every other week, so you'd still have your child a lot. So it'd be every other week.
It'd be at the end of the week. It wouldn't be for a full week.
Ma'am, what are you requesting exactly? what, yeah. And what were you?
Every other, for summer, we could do Thursday through Sunday.
That's not weeks, but okay. So you're asking for half weeks. Okay, so you're not really asking for every other week. You're asking the week to be split in half.
I'm actually asking for every other weekend with the summer, but we could do Thursday through Sunday.
Like evidence, and I'm ultimately going to rule. So I'm just trying to see what you all want and why you all want it, and then ultimately I'll put it in my brain and come up with some ruling. So if you can be real clear about what you are or aren't asking for and why, it would be helpful.
Okay.
I just thought you were asking for like week. So he would be getting half. So I don't think I understand what you're asking for right now.
I'm asking for the first, third, and fifth weekend of for the summertime for him to get her because she is on a set schedule and because she is so young.
What is her schedule?
She wakes up, she eats. We have certain times where she takes naps, what she does during the day. Like, it's all like pretty set base, and she goes by it every day.
And do you know if Mr. Peralt follows that when he has her?
I don't know.
Is this the same schedule you all had when you were together, or I'm sure it's evolved over time?
Yes. I'm not sure if he enforces it at his house. I don't know. But when she's with me, this is a schedule that we go by. I have certain things that I do with her every day. What time she does it, what time she eats, what time she takes a nap, like what time she goes to bed, what time she takes a bath. I have all that set in stone, and she goes by every single day.
Sir, do you have her on a schedule when she's with you?
She's on the same exact schedule when she's with me. It's nothing different than when she would be at her house.
And do you all talk about the schedule periodically? Because as kids age, things do start to evolve.
Yes, we've already. I'm sorry.
So you're able to talk to each other about that?
Yes, we have already agreed on the schedule would stay the same no matter what.
Well, you can agree to that, but your child at some point is going to refuse to have and maybe jump out of the crib. So at some point it will change.
Yes.
Don't know when, but it will come. Do you have anything further you'd like to say, Ms. Sorrells?
No, Your Honor. I'm sorry, Your Honor. We are requesting court costs to also be included.
I can't sing the song I'm singing.
And man, you live here in
Judge,
Chambers
now
County?
you talk.
Yes.
And sir, do you have any extended trips planned for this summer coming up?
Me, I have the
well, I guess both of you. Yeah. Do either of you have an extended trip planned that the child?
have the family trip planned in June to go to Tennessee.
What week is that?
Oh, I want to say the 10th through the 15th. I can't remember off the top of my head. And we also have a trip planned for Arkansas during the summer as well in July.
As a reminder, yes, it is a hot girl summer.
And do you know the dates of that?
Arkansas all over. Canada, baby, yes.
The 15th through the, what was it? The 23rd.
Okay. So do you have any trips with the child planned?
No, ma'am, not right now. We do not. Because I wouldn't or didn't know when I would be able to get her over the summer.
And I was going to say, you all are going to have to start talking about these things because no court can micromanage and give you a schedule every year that's going to accommodate random dates. But you all, and it seems like you all do communicate well when you're not here, can talk to each other and say, hey, the airfare is half the price if I go on these dates. Can I please have those dates even though they're yours? And I'll give you some other dates in exchange so that your child can continue to see both of you. And you both can plan trips and your child can see the world and people and family and whoever they need to see outside of Chambers. But accommodating this, ma'am, is, even if I grant somewhat of what you're asking for, I don't know that those dates are going to fall into your weeks or your times or your weekends. So sometimes I say be careful what you're asking for, because it sounds like you all work pretty well together. But if you start restricting him, he might not. And you probably want those weeks that you've already booked and planned. Let me see what I can do with this.
Judge. Yeah, selfish mom. Dad is trying, it seems. And Zoe with a Y, first of all. Red alert. Red flag. No offense to any Zoes with a Y. Come forth. Remember, I'm a Paisley with a Y. That's a hard, heavy burden to carry your life when your name is so full and full of strife. Not really. I'm thankful for my name, but maybe Zoe isn't. I don't know. Hi and welcome, Night Wolf. Thanks for being here. You're going for beers tomorrow? That's awesome. I've seen people do the LEIGH cellulite yoga pants. But seriously, welcome, Night Wolf. That's awesome to have you here. We're full of weird energy tonight because it's Friday. You live in Canada too? Or you're a Canuck? Is that an American you know the word, American saying where they think you're a Canuck, or does that mean you're actually from Vancouver? I live on Vancouver Island, but we're not really Canucks. I think is it only Americans that call us Canucks? I'm just hey, Savannah, damn it, Savannah. He's a good man. That's a meme. Oh, Northern Alberta. Yikes. That's tough living. Good job. Welcome. I'm on Vancouver Island, so you know what kind of a humble brag that is. And I admit to that. Let me get off this lady's lap. She's like, Paisley, stop it. Stop it. Go back to your corner. Make yourself bigger. Click through the things. Not that big. Maybe that big. Judge, can you save me here? Oh, you're an excellent cook. I am a pretty good cook myself, but I'm a personal chef to an asshole in his 40s who has been begging tonight for both blowjobs and cookies. I don't know which is more likely. Actually, I 100% do. Cookies! Oh, you're a baker? That's awesome. Yes, I actually am also a baker. I made a pie this week. I showed it off on stream. I have a picture of it because now it's like a dream. It doesn't exist anymore except downstream. That was like a haiku about poo. I'm on fire today. Judge, please step in and say something. All these people can maintain silence. I can't. If I was in this meeting, I would be saying the same shit. A picture of the pie. Oh, now you wanna talk, Judge, when I find the picture of the raspberry pie. It was delicious. Fucking 4 or 5 ingredients. Super easy to make. And to bake, ladies and gentlemen. It was delicious. Who's buzzing? Who's buzzing in the court? Come on down for support. Also, I have to hold myself in at work because apparently talking is frowned upon. You bake in a camp just outside Yellowknife. Wow. I have a fascination with large batch baking and cooking for some reason. I also always make too much food. It's like, I don't know. I have no control over it. I just every time I take a picture of something that I've made, people comment like, how many people are you cooking for? And I'm usually answering 2 to 3, and they're like, that seems like a lot of food. And then I look upon it and I'm like, oh, it is a lot of food. I love it though. I have actually a lot of cooking videos. I should compile a cooking playlist. It would probably take me less time than it takes this judge to fucking form this order. But again, I have ADHD, so I'm not gonna do that. You made over 21 mini pies this week. I choose to believe that you mean minimum and they're large pies, and they will cover your home. And that you also maybe encase some of them and send them to people? I don't know. Cellulite yoga pants, I love it. Can you imagine? These people have been quiet for so long. I couldn't do that in a Zoom meeting. That is kryptonite for Paisley.
Okay, I'm going to make my ruling.
Thank you,
I'm
Judge.
rendering judgment, appointing the parties joint managing conservators per their agreement, with Ms. Gonzalez having the right to determine the primary residence of the child within Chambers County or any county that touches Chambers County. For visitation, once the child turns 3, it will be a standard possession order, regular summer. For 2025,
We're on our way out,
Mr. Peralt will
Courtney,
have the
too.
child
Good
every
night.
other week, starting on Sunday, June 1st. At 5 p.m. Sunday will be the pickup. And then he will be returning to her the following Sunday at 5 p.m. So every other week at 5 p.m. it will switch.
Yes, ma'am.
And that will be for the months of.
He got way more than standard visitation. But I guess it's for the summer, summer, summer. Our hot girl summer, summer, summer. Don't you forget it, Courtney. Have a good night. We love you. So much. Just so you know that. Also, we're on our way out too. We're gonna hear the rest of this judge's ruling. Look at Jacoby. He's like, what the fuck? Week on. Alright. Luckily he has his mom to help him, I think. But that's awesome. That's a good ruling, I think. Judge Zoe looks pissed as fuck. That's a cramp on her schedule. Also, Rose, that's a good idea, but I don't know that he'll order the Grubhub. We don't really have Grubhub. We have DoorDash, but he wouldn't. He wouldn't, but he would like the blowjob.
June, July, and I guess August until school resumes for the summer.
Great date night hit. Woo! Love you, and
For
B,
the
thank you
calendar
so
for
much.
wherever
And
she's
add
on for.
Vicky, yes, I will. I'll try and redirect to him right now.
For the summer 2026, those Sundays will start May 31st. Hopefully school ends by then, both years. And then it will be again Sunday at 5 exchanges. So the start time just makes it so everyone knows what the start time is. So it's somewhat enforceable and you all can figure it out from year to year. And it's not a fight over what date does this start on. And then those are the only 2 years that will apply. And then that next year when your child's 3, you'll go to the standard possession order. Does that make sense, Ms. Sorrells?
Yes, so it's going to end in August of when the school starts where Miss Gonzalez lives.
Yeah. And then it will continue on the regular first, third, and fifth, the regular standard possession order
Good
will
night,
kick in.
Abby.
It's just for those summer periods that they'll do the
I
every other,
don't think that he has it enabled,
Yes, ma'am.
Vicky.
every other week, not weekend. I'm ordering that Ms. Gonzalez continue with a government medical plan, and Mr. Pearl is ordered to pay her $50 each month, beginning June 1st of 2025, and monthly thereafter. I'm ordering that Mr. Pearl pay her child support of $369 per month per their agreement, beginning June 1st, 2025, and monthly thereafter. I'm ordering $500 in back child support and ordering that Mr. Pearl pay that back at a rate of $20 each month, beginning June 1st, 2025. If you want to pay it off sooner, sir, you may. There will be interest. So it's up to you. The non-disclosure, I'm denying the request for non-disclosure, and I am ordering that Mr. Pearl pay court costs to Chambers County by May 1st of 2026. And so the state's going to draft the order based on my ruling today, and they will send it to both of you through DocuSign to review and sign off.
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck with everything, and thank you both for coming in today.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And thank you, Judge. I want to raid John, but I can't. I literally am trying. That's what I've been doing, but it's not. You have to enable it. It's not an automatic thing. So I don't think he's done that. He'll have to do that either specifically or for all channels. But in the meantime, Cellulite Yoga Pants and Vicky have graciously dropped the links for us, and we are going to say goodnight. What a wonderful Friday night. It was a great date night. It was so lovely. Thank you, MB. Thank you all for being here. What day is it? It's tomorrow. So Saturday we're not going to be on. I have a shift. Yes. Thank goodness. And Mikey and Credence are live tomorrow. No paywall, baby. That's what I heard anyways today. So come and hang out there tomorrow night. That is where we'll all be. And we'll be back in business on Sunday. Nightwolf, thanks for coming by. I hope you come back again. And everybody else that was here, you know that I love you. But do me a favor. Remember that. Remember that I love you and I'm proud of you. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.